Well, don't you just love it when you hear about a hometown person who made it big? Well, we have the opportunity to chat with one of our own today. Jason McGowan joins us from Utah, but he was born right here in Lethbridge. He's the CEO of the world famous Crumbl Cookies, which he co-founded with his cousin Sawyer Hemsley back in 2017. Welcome to Bridge City News, Jason. Great to have you on today.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be with you.
Awesome. Okay, so first off, why don't you tell us a little about the Crumbl Cookies franchise, which I understand has now expanded into Alberta?
Yes, we have. We just launched in Edmonton, Alberta, and we started off in the United States. We have over 800 locations here in the United States, and I'm from Canada, so we felt like, it's time to bring it home to the home country. So now we're expanding internationally to Canada, and we couldn't be more excited and proud to come to Canada.
That's so cool. So what is it about Crumbl that makes it so unique and different than other cookie companies? What do people say that they love about your cookies?
One of the big things about our cookies is they're served fresh and warm, just kind of like as if you brought them out of the oven at home. And they're also really, really large. And the reason why they're large is they're meant to be shared with friends and family and all that sort of thing. So really our size, our freshness, and really we just bring them right out of the oven and we serve them right warm to you. So those are the things that are just unique and really, really fun about Crumbl. And we also get a little crazy with flavor sometimes too as well, which you can see as well. So
right. Well, I was looking on your website and I was going to say they do look really crumbly, almost like a cake, and they look really big too. And I was going to ask you if that's just a perspective thing from the picture, or like
you were not fooled. You were not fooled.
Because it showed a spatula next to it, and the thing was huge. It was gigantic.
It is huge. So again, it's meant to be shared, but also the flavor and the texture of it changes the cookie quite a bit. So when you make it that large, you can make it crunchy on the outside and really, really soft on the inside. So when you're having a bite, it just feels a lot different, and it's really, really exciting and really tasteful.
Oh, okay. You're making me hungry right now, Jason. Okay, maybe share a little bit about your backstory. So you're born in Lethbridge, but how long did you live in Southern Alberta before moving to the U.S.?
Yeah, so I lived in kind of Canada till I was about 18 years old, and then I moved to the United States and lived there for till now. And so I was when I came to the United States, I kind of went and slept on my friend's bedroom floor and lived there for 6 months. I wanted to kind of do something fun in the United States and change things up a little bit. So I grew up
you weren't couch surfing, you were floor surfing, like literally.
I was floor surfing, yeah. Some people have the luxury of couch surfing, but I didn't really have that luxury. So I was just, sleeping on the floor and really wanted to do something kind of fun. And so I went into my career and learned all about technology, and I worked for companies and did things for like Nintendo and stuff on Facebook and all those other kinds of things. So I got into the technology world. I loved it. And it was fun and exciting, but I wanted to just do something completely different. And so I got with my cousin and I said, we're going to do cookies. And so we decided to do cookies. And at the time, it was just this little side hustle. We were like, oh, this will be fun. We rented out a building that was set to be demolished in 6 months because we're like, who knows if it's even going to last 6 months. And so we got all this equipment and all these different things. And then we realized, wait, we don't even have a cookie recipe. This is not great. And we didn't really know how to bake that well. And so we just did trial and error, and we taste tested our way to what we call the perfect chocolate chip cookie today. So we would take ingredients, we'd switch them out, and we'd go to gas stations and local stores and say, hey, here's 2 different versions of the cookie. Which ones do you like better? And so we kept doing that until we worked our way to what we call the world's perfect chocolate chip cookie. And so we opened our store. We're like, well, we only had time to make 1 cookie. So we're going to launch with just 1 cookie, and that was the chocolate chip. And that's how it all got started.
Okay, that's hilarious. Well, you had realistic expectations, I guess, going into it with like, this might not even last. Okay, so I thought maybe you guys were already bakers, but it's like, where did you come up with this concept if you didn't even know cookie recipes or anything? How would you come up with a concept of cookies, and specifically the Crumbl cookie?
Well, I came from a background, again, of technology. I think, it'd be cool to do like delivery. DoorDash and stuff wasn't that popular at the time. You could only get pizza. Mm-hmm. My cousin and our family, even though we're not hardcore bakers, our family are like bakers. They all love to bake and that sort of thing. And so we thought, okay, well, what would be something simple we could do? We thought, oh, cookies, that would kind of be fun. And that's kind of how it started. It wasn't some big, massive, grand plan, but we really, when we do something, we want to do it the very, very best. And so that's why we were like, if we're going to do this, we have to come up with the world's best chocolate chip cookies. So we tested all kinds of different sizes and different, textures, different ingredients, all that sort of thing. And we're like, we're going to figure out how to get the world's best. And that's
Yeah,
really kind
if
of
you're
how we came
gonna
up with the idea and how we
if you're gonna
started.
go
So
for it, go big, right?
that's
Go all the
right.
way. So, Jason, what kind of mistakes did you make along the way to getting this company started? I mean, every company has its story, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we made so many mistakes, and that's kind of the one thing that we love here at Crumbl is when we make a mistake or we're not doing something just right or we're off track, we love to move and switch fast. So one of the mistakes we made obviously was don't rent out a building that's set to be demolished in 6 months. So that was obviously a huge mistake because we had to move our building, fairly shortly after we opened, and it was a success. So there was that. Another huge mistake that we made was we started building out our menu and we offered every single cookie that we had. And that was a huge mistake when we started getting up to like 11 and 12 and 13 cookies because we just couldn't bake them all and keep them all in stock for our customers. And so because of that, because of that learning, we were like, let's come up with a rotating menu. Let's only drop a special select flavors every single week. And so we have this idea of what you call the rotating menu. And we change our menu up every single week and we offer all new flavors. We train all of our bakers and it's just a whole new experience every single week at Crumbl. And so something that was end up being a mistake early on, it turned into one of our core strengths, which is really this rotating menu and this idea of getting something new and exciting every single week. So
Okay.
those are a few of the mistakes that we made and how we kind of help overcome some of those.
I like that concept of something new every week. Keep them guessing. Keep those customers
Yes.
coming guessing. And it sounds like you have bakers now, so you have more professional people baking. How many batches of cookies have you burned in your?
I've burned so many cookies. When we first got started with our chocolate chip, we used to get so much dough and burn so much of it, or the dough wasn't just working, that we'd throw them in these black bags. And I remember we were taking these black bags of just, raw dough or just uncooked dough or just totally overcooked dough. And we take these bags and they were in black plastic bags. And it was like 1 or 2 in the morning. We were working real late hours to try to get this recipe just right. And we were dumping these black bags into this garbage can. And I remember a policeman, coming by and we're like, what is he thinking we're doing here, at 2 o'clock in the morning with bags of dough, but just all kinds of fun
Aw.
experience. But that's part of the learning experience. So
Yeah, I guess you could have donated it to a food bank or something. Maybe they could have done something with it. I don't know.
yeah, at that point, I'm not
Alright.
sure the food bank would even have taken it at that
It
point,
was
but
that
we
bad.
do that today. We definitely donate and, cookies and stuff that are left over today. But at that point, it would have been a little scary to donate at that point. So
Yeah. Okay, well, Jason, marketing is always a big part of being successful. So, what types of marketing have worked well for you? Or were you kind of like starting out word of mouth? You said you were kind of a tech guy, right? Initially?
yeah, I mean, we use obviously technology, but one of the big things that we use is we use a lot of social media. A lot of other food and beverage brands, they hadn't really engaged fully in social media. And so, Instagram and TikTok and all these other platforms, we love to really be engaged with our audience. And it kind of goes core to with the original cookie that we developed where we involve our customers. And so even today we'll get flavor suggestions, but also it really helps for marketing to really engage on social media. So we have a super strong following. Like on TikTok, we have more followers than Nike and Starbucks combined, for example. And so we really invest a lot into social media. We engage with our community and we really try to have fun experiences for our customers each and every single week on social media. So I think social media has been a huge advantage for us and something that we've put a lot of time and effort into really engaging our audience there.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so speaking of online, there's a story going around about you as a young man taking on a job to build a web page, even though you knew really not a lot about web design or building a website. Is that true? Can you share that story? You said you were a tech guy.
That is actually true. That's how I got into
Okay.
technology. I guess you could say that I don't really know things when I get started and I try to, figure them out along the way. And I did have somebody who was interested in a website, and I could probably do that. Yeah, I'll take this project on. And so that's how I actually learned all about technology and design and project management and building products. Was actually just taking on a website and saying, I really have no idea what I'm doing, but sure, yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. And so I went online and figured all those things out, and that's how I actually learned how started my big background in technology. Was probably the same way as cookies, just I'll figure it out along the way.
You really jump in with both feet, don't you?
I
Yeah,
try to, yes.
definitely. Well, your website looks beautiful now. And of course, like I saw all the cookies on there, and you do a lot of the icing too. So they do almost look more like cakes. And I love your background there. It actually reminds me of one of your cookies.
Yes.
I don't know if that's purposeful or not. But Jason, what are the expansion plans in Canada and the rest of Alberta? You mentioned you're in Edmonton already. So will we be seeing Crumbl Cookie stores in Lethbridge anytime soon?
Yes, we actually will. I'm actually proud to announce that we will be having a cookie store in Lethbridge, Alberta. It's actually in the works right now, and we're super excited. So I'm gonna have to definitely come down and visit that opening and see all my friends and that sort of thing. But yes, we will be announcing. We are announcing that we're doing a store in Lethbridge, Alberta. I'm super excited about it, and couldn't be more thrilled. And of course, we'll go throughout the United States, just like we have in Canada. Sorry, just like we have in the United States. We plan on going through all of Canada and really being a part of all those communities and sharing the love and the joy and the happiness through these cookies. So.
Oh, they're so happy. They make everyone so happy. What time frame are we looking at for that Lethbridge store?
The Lethbridge store, anytime in the next 3 to 6 months is kind of where we're looking at right now for Lethbridge. It depends on a few different factors. We don't have an exact timeline, but that store it's under the works. So expect it sometime soon.
All right. Well, I noticed that Crumbl Cookies is also closed on Sundays. I mean, it's nice to give your employees a break, but do you ever get any negative pushback on that from customers or whatnot?
We haven't got a lot of negative feedback from that. I mean, yeah, there's customers sometimes that, hey, yeah, we'd love to try this out, or have it on a Sunday, that sort of thing. But we actually think a little bit different here, which is, we want our employees to have time out to be with friends and family. Our mission here at Crumbl is to bring friends and family together over a box of the best cookies in the world. And we really try to live our mission statement. It's not about just making extra money for us and opening an extra day. It's about giving employees a time to just be with their friends or their family and just take a day off where you can just go and relax, and the stores are super busy. And so for us, it's not just about money. It's about our mission of what we're trying to accomplish here is of really bringing people together. And we feel like we can't do that and ask our employees to work every single day of the week. And so it's one of those days where we just push aside profits and sacrifice that a little bit. But we believe at the end, it's about bringing those people together and giving something to employees who work so hard for us that they have a 1 day a week where they know they can just take it off and it's always consistent for them, and they can plan something really great for themselves.
That day of rest there. Okay, so Jason, what advice do you have for any young entrepreneurs watching, which they do and not do, trying to get a business going?
I think it's just get started, right? I think sometimes people have, all these ideas of trying to perfect a business plan or trying to perfect a concept or trying to perfect the way to go to market, all these different things. My advice would be really simple. Jump in with both feet. Just go for it. Be quick on learning on your mistakes and just move forward. Don't worry about being perfect. Worry about getting things done and just going for it. So that's my advice: is jump in with both feet and learn along the way.
Cool. You might have to write a book someday. Who knows? It was great having you on with us today, Jason. Good luck. All the best with you and your company there. We'll be watching for it here in Lethbridge.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to bring Crumbl to you guys, and we can't wait.